Okay, hey, 42 days of Keto Chow, day 21. I'm at the halfway point. Tomorrow I actually go get another blood test, and yeah, I'm super tired right now. Last night, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I flew out to San Francisco. I was supposed to go there at 3, and I was running a little bit late. I got to the gate with enough time to check in or to board, and right then, like, my phone buzzed, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, your flight's been delayed 30 minutes." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Then a couple minutes later, "It's been delayed an hour." And it's been delayed an hour and a half. There was really heavy rain in San Francisco yesterday and fog, so when that happens, they shut down, I guess, all but one runway, so it really slows things down. So rather than stick us on the plane and make us sit there, they let us sit in the waiting area. Eventually, they needed the spot to park another plane, so they loaded us on the plane and said, "We're just going to wait until it's time for us to go." And then we did. Um, so, yeah, instead of getting there at about 4 o'clock Pacific time to set up and have everything ready by 6 o'clock Pacific time, I actually got there 30 minutes after it started at 6:30, which sucked. But was I going to be there at 4? I guess I would have been there just before or 4:30. Anyway, I got there 30 minutes after the thing started. So instead of taking BART like I had planned to, I ended up taking a Lyft, which was better than my experience with Uber. So whatever. But yeah, so I got there, really heavy rain, and they already had the panel discussion going on, so we couldn't make any noise down in the area where the vendors were at. So we just had to wait for like an hour. So I was hurrying to get there, and then it's like I couldn't do anything. But we were in a little area where we could talk. So I mixed up I had some Takaya pitchers. You can mix 4 meals in those. So I mixed up a pitcher each of vanilla and salted caramel chocolate, and then I did one with chocolate with avocado oil instead of heavy cream. All the other ones used heavy cream. And the heavy cream, I actually had brought in hydro flasks in my luggage, which the TSA didn't like very much, but they didn't spill it anywhere. But I got one of those little, your thing was inspected because we found weird stuff in there. Anyway, so I mixed that up. It was actually not much fun. They did have ice available, so I was able to mix that up, and it was nice and cold. But yeah, I was just kind of stuck with a bunch of other people down in this dungeon down the stairs. Not many people came to check out what we were doing down there. Some people did. I actually had a couple of like doctor people, and most of the people who were on the panel came down to at least see what we were doing. But so I don't know if it was a profitable trip or not. Well, can you ever really tell? But yeah. Interestingly enough, the most people that I talked to and the people who sampled it and actually had the best response were the other vendors, which was kind of funny. They kept on drinking, and they're like, "Oh, this is actually really good." And it's like, yeah, thanks. Of course it's good. Would I be eating it for 6 weeks if I wasn't good? But anyway, so that was kind of funny. And one of them, he was selling like coconut water or something like that. I actually sent him home with a blender bottle full of the chocolate with avocado because I just ended up having to dump out at least half, if not 2/3, of the Takaya pitchers, the 2-quart pitchers of each of the flavors, in the sink in the bathroom at San Francisco International Airport. Anyway, so the thing got all done at like 9 p.m. Pacific time. And so I walked it was like 6 blocks, no big deal, to the BART station. This is actually really funny. As I was going down the escalator, and it's a long escalator because you're going from just under the surface to really far down where the BART trains run. And fortunately, nobody was like on the escalator below me because I checked my pocket to make sure that I had taken my knife out of my pocket and put it into my um, luggage, and my hands came off one of my hard shell luggage cases, and it fell, which made a thud, and then it proceeded to just zip it down this escalator. I mean, just and it hit the bottom and just kept on going. It probably went about 20 feet, and everyone down there was like, "What the freak?" I get down there, like, "That was me. That was me. Thank you." But everything was okay. In fact, that was the suitcase that had the pitchers, the partly full, well, mostly full pitchers in it. There were like 4 pitchers in there. So, and nothing broke. I was actually really surprised. Those things are just sturdy. Anyway, so I went to the airport. Um, the baggage check area was still open when I got there, which was at like 10 o'clock or 10:30 or something like that. And I was told that you can't check your bags until 4 a.m. the next morning. So I had to watch my bags and my backpack, and I had this big roll-up tube that's a pop-up display. That I was also taking as a carry-on. So I had to keep track of those and try to get some sleep. I got some sleep. It was like maybe 2.5 hours at the most. I did finally get started on Stranger Things 2, and I watched the Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, which was an okay movie. It just got kind of really political and typical. It just reminded me of Avatar way too much. Anyway, I won't go into that. So, yeah, I'm really, really tired right now. I got back in Salt Lake it was right around 9 o'clock. Went home, took a shower, checked my ketones, which were at 3.5, which I think is the highest I've ever gotten when I'm doing heavy cream. The reason for that is I ate all of my meals for yesterday right around noontime before I left here, and then just fasted until I ate again this morning around noon again. So intermittent fasting or time restricted feeding works really well, and it was nice not to have to worry about food. I did get a little dehydrated, so I bought this beautiful $4 bottle of water in the airport. I actually filled it up again and again, and I found a place that had salt, so I added a bunch of salt to it, which when you start to get a little dehydrated and I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache, it's really nice to have salty water. And you just drink it, it's like, oh yeah, give me more of that. So anyway, now I'm just waiting for the USPS, thank you, truck to show up so they can pick up the mail. I can't actually go home and sleep because there are workers in my room. They're doing mudding and taping because we took out some walls in there and among other places. And so they had to patch the holes that were made. And so even if I wanted to, which I do, go home and take a nap, I couldn't. So I might actually, there's a sofa right here. I might actually just camp out on that and take a nap because that looks really comfortable. I think if my ketones weren't quite this high, I wouldn't be up and running around right now. But I mean, my brain's on, so I have a ton of stuff that I have to do. You'd be amazed how much email comes in while you're on an airplane, and Reddit posts and stuff. Anyway, yeah, that sums it up for today. We're going on 10 minutes now, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop. Catch you tomorrow after my 3rd blood test.